Hi, this is Lisa Statzer with Pre-Diabetic Support. This is where pre-diabetics can learn the healthy habits to stop their progression into diabetes. Really, the easiest way to do that is to find the healthiest version of yourself. And we're going to help you get started with this video. So whether you're a pre-diabetic, diabetic, or just trying to be healthier, there's one thing that's common to all of us, and that's food cravings. And it seems that the more we restrict our diets, the more food cravings we have. Well, this is not your typical top 10 things to do when you have a food craving list. These are strategies, and if you use these strategies over time, you'll not only find it easier to say no to cravings, but you'll also have fewer cravings. Now that would just be fantastic. You can spend that time and energy on more productive things. So let's get started right now. Strategy number 1 is planning ahead for cravings. Many of our food cravings involve habits around eating and social situations. So regular activities that include food and drink might be getting candy and soda at the movies, eating dessert every night after dinner, having a soda every afternoon to get that caffeine fix, or snacking at night. And then you have your social situations, dinner with friends, parties, potlucks at work, or donuts, aka breakfast at work. As you start changing your habits to be healthier and start cutting out the junk food you used to eat, these are the situations that can become opportunities for big cravings. These types of cravings are situational, and the key to handling them is planning ahead. Most of us think that we'll rely on self-control in the moment, but it's just too easy to say yes. Here are some tips to help you plan for your next food craving. Don't let yourself get too hungry. Eat 3 meals a day, and also eat before social engagements where you know there's not going to be healthy food there. You don't want to show up absolutely starved. It's just too hard to make healthy choices in that state. Use healthier substitutions. Bring a healthy snack to the movie theater. Bring a dish to the potlucks that you can eat, or fruit to the office breakfast. Keep the food you crave out of the house. Now, if that's not possible, if you have other people in your home that want to continue eating those foods, then when you do decide to have some, look at the back and see what a serving is and eat only a serving. We really get in trouble when we sit down with the whole box or bag and go to town. My favorite one is to delay for 30 minutes. So I make a deal with myself. I do this a lot in the evenings when I'm cooking dinner and I start to have a craving for a glass of wine. For some reason, wine and cooking seem to go well together, just like wine and eating. And I'll tell myself, okay, I'm going to wait 30 minutes and see if I still want this glass of wine. And I find that a lot of times we'll be cleaning up after dinner and I'll realize that I'd forgotten all about the glass of wine and I don't really want it then. So your cravings are often very intense at the beginning. And if you can get through that, first 10 or 15 minutes, then you're good. Now, most of us know our cravings have a pattern. Plan for those cravings instead of relying on self-control in the moment. Food cravings are caused by the region of the brain that are responsible for memory, pleasure, and reward. That should be no surprise. We all know that we sometimes eat to make ourselves feel better. So this goes into strategy number 2. Check your emotions. We often eat to satisfy emotional needs. Carbohydrates boost our levels of the hormone serotonin, which has a calming effect. And recent research suggests that the combination of fat and sugar may also have a calming effect. That's why we call it comfort food. You can crave with both positive and negative emotions. We'll talk about the negative emotions first. So what we can do is ask ourselves when we're craving for food, what emotion or feeling am I having now? Is it stress, anxiety, sadness, frustration, worry, or anger? There's also loneliness. Once you've identified how you are feeling, ask yourself why. Maybe you're frustrated with your spouse over an argument. Maybe you're worried because you have a big deadline at work. Take the focus off what you are craving and put it on how you are feeling and why. Now, this takes a certain amount of emotional maturity and willingness to look at the actual problem instead of using food to cover it up. However, if you ask yourself these questions and realize the root of your emotions, that alone will sometimes be enough to stop the craving. And once you've identified the emotion and why, become a problem solver. What else could you do to not have that negative emotion? For example, if you're wanting to eat because you're lonely, taking a walk by yourself or relaxing bath probably isn't the best choice. You may want to call a friend instead, or if this becomes a pattern, start making plans for that time of day. This strategy can have a planning aspect to it also. So have a go-to plan for emotions that come up a lot. Decide ahead of time that you will take 5 minutes to meditate if you figure that you're always getting stressed out. And when you start to feel stressed and want to eat, then you know right away that you're going to meditate instead. Now, if you're eating to calm yourself, find another activity to do instead, like take a walk, a bath, call a friend, or listen to music. Fatigue can make our emotions feel even more intense. Sleeping for 7 to 8 hours a night is optimal. Now, if for some reason you can't do that or you still feel tired, you could do power naps where you lay down for just 15 to 20 minutes a day, and that can help too. Focus on changing that negative emotion that you're having instead of focusing on the food craving that you're using to cover it up. Now, how are cravings from positive emotions different? Well, instead of eating to make ourselves feel better, we are often rewarding ourselves for already feeling good. We're happy because the work week is over. Let's celebrate. Excited because you met your weight loss goal for the month? Let's celebrate. When you feel like rewarding yourself with food or drink, stop. Think of other ways that you can reward yourself. Get in the habit of doing this by setting up rewards for your goals ahead of time that do not include food or drinks. You can buy yourself a new clothing item, spend time with a friend. You can seek adventures like indoor skydiving, fishing trips, short vacations. A date night is great. Even just a night in a hotel with a friend or your spouse away from the kids. Mani-pedi or a massage. So just realize that you don't have to always default to rewarding yourself with food and drink. So take a minute after the video and think about what rewards would be motivation for you, because it's different for everybody. Strategy 3. This is my favorite. Use confidence, not guilt, as a motivator. Many of us use guilt as a motivator without even realizing it. When we're faced with the choice to give into a craving or not, we start feeling guilty for not having the willpower even before we make the choice. Then if we give in, we feel really guilty. Psychologists Claire Adams and Mark Leary invited young women who were watching their weight into a laboratory and actually encouraged them to eat donuts and candy. I think they're kind of evil. What they were really trying to do is answer this question. Will people indulge less if they do not feel guilty about it? So you had a group that was led to feel guilty about eating the donuts and a group that was given a feel better message. It's okay to splurge a little bit. Everybody does it. It's not a big deal. And the guilty group ate more donuts than the group that got the feel better message. And so guilt doesn't work. It doesn't make us eat less. It doesn't keep us away from the cravings. And so we're going to get rid of guilt. Instead of instilling guilt in our lives, we want to have a state of confidence around being able to make wise choices and not being at the whim of cravings. We're going to build your confidence by building on the good feeling you get when you say no to a craving. Feeling good about yourself is a great motivator. We're going to do a little visualization. Okay, I want you to close your eyes. Go ahead. There's nothing happening on the screen right now. Close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And then a deep breath out through your nose. One more time. Deep breath out. I want you to think of a time whenever you had a goal and you worked really, really hard and you reached that goal. Think about how great you felt. Get that feeling in your head, feel it in your body. You're excited, you're proud of yourself, feeling really fantastic for making that goal. Okay, you can open your eyes now. That's the way I want you to feel when you overcome a craving. Building on that feeling, the feeling of success builds confidence. Now there's a downloadable worksheet along with this video. I call it Confidence Over Cravings. Using this worksheet on a daily basis will help you create this confidence based on your previous wins. When you have a craving, you'll answer a few questions on the worksheet, including how you feel after you pass up the craving. Each time you pass on a craving, you log that into the worksheet. You can use this worksheet to motivate yourself to pass up those cravings. You can remember that great feeling that you had last time you passed up a craving, and it'll motivate you to do it again. With the worksheet, you can see your progress and use it as motivation. You can see how many times you've had a craving and you said no. If you are implementing all 3 strategies, if you are implementing plan ahead for cravings, check your emotions, and using the confidence over cravings worksheet, and so you'll be using confidence, not guilt, as a motivator, you're going to be unstoppable. In the end, this is not just about never giving into a craving or never eating something that's not on your ideal meal plan. This is about having control over your choices, not feeling at the whim of your emotions, outside situations, or the cravings that come with them. If you're ready to take back your power and have more control over your cravings, download the worksheet and get started right now, today, and watch this video as many times as you need to take notes. If you put some work into this now, you will enjoy the freedom of having confidence over cravings and making healthy choices for yourself for life. Thank you, and go ahead and get started right now.